he dodged a bullet. And, I joked and said yesterday that he was Neo from the Matrix because he could dodge bullets, and he's dealing with this, weird prosecutor coming after him named Agent Smith. uh, some funny correlations. Um, but also, too, I think it's also important to point out some of the oddness of 2016 and the very surprising win that Trump got. And yeah, Hillary was unpopular, but she wasn't nearly as unpopular as she is now back then. She had actually a decent amount of support back then. So for Trump to win, it did seem kind of odd to begin with. And I guess that's what kind of keeps me at a certain point of being somewhat still skeptical of Trump. Um, Not being the hero that we all want him to be. Because, I mean, uh, things like the Q conspiracy stuff, I mean, it all leads you to believe that Trump is some type of like hero figure or trying to, save us from everything. And maybe he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I mean, maybe it is the possibility he is. I mean, he dodged a bullet. Maybe he is some kind of weird orange Jesus. Uh, I'm not saying that's what he is, okay? But, just trying to be funny. It's like, there's some oddness about this, and I think any theory is capable of being heard right now. So that's my point with everything. It's not like I'm trying to throw out there a bunch of false information or false theories. It's just that we come up with theories so that we can find out which one is more true. And, scientists do this all the time. They come up with different theories, they'll have different tests for each one, and, they see which one is more true. But anyways, poll finds. Yeah, let's get on back over to my profile. I'm gonna get done with this here soon. Yeah, I need to wrap this up. Did want to talk about this. Obama turns on Biden, pressures president to drop 2024 bid. I've actually already got it pulled up. I want to see if I didn't miss anything real quick. Yeah, there's different explosions going off at Tel Aviv. Switzerland people are protesting Rothschild's castle. That was in 2021, though. That was a long time ago. Investment firm that allegedly put options on 12 million Trump stocks day before assassination attempt blames filing error. Rothschild, BlackRock, Vanguard, Meta, George Bush, and Cheney family among top investors. Interesting. Users on X are confused why Wikipedia edited the Rothschilds page. That's an old post. I just reposted it. Jacob Rothschild, my family created Israel.
In modern Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great-uncle Walter?
It's an interesting question because it was primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist. And those really are the background reasons.
So Walter received the Balfour Declaration, and I have a copy here. And I wonder if I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I'm going to put on my spectacles to make sure I read it accurately. His Majesty's government view with favour the establishment of Palestine as a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people. If you think it took 3,000 years to get to this, and then you say, how did this miracle happen? It's the most incredible piece of opportunism. I mean, if you think you had an impoverished would-be scientist, Chaim Weizmann, who somehow gets to England, meets a few people, including members of my family, seduces them. He has such great charm and conviction. He gets to Balfour, and he unbelievably persuades Balfour and Lloyd George, the Prime Minister, and most of the ministers, that this idea of the national home for Jews should be allowed to take place. I mean, it's so unlikely. And then he's, starts to fight a difficult battle with the British cabinet, and this letter goes through 5 drafts, as you know. And in the end, it comes out as a rather compromising letter. I mean, the essential point is